Good morning, everyone. There's a story told about the sixth Lubavitcher Rabbi Yosef Yitzchak Schneerson, that as a child, he was once sitting in his house at the window, and he was looking out the window at everything that was going on in the street, just like a child that was sitting at the ledge of the window, staring outside, observing everything going on. And his father, the Rebbe Rashab, who was the fifth Rebbe, came over to him and he said, Yosef, his name was Yosef Yitzchak, he said, I'd much rather that you be standing outside looking inside than sitting inside looking outside. What is the meaning of the story? The meaning is that he was saying is, you're sitting inside the house, but your eyes and your vision and you're in the public square. I'd much rather you be outside and looking towards the home, looking towards the family. Rav Shlomo Kalbach once said something very beautiful. He said, when you go to the kotel, when you leave the kotel out of respect, what do? You don't turn around and walk away. You walk backwards with your eyes towards the kotel. So he says, I bless all parents that when your children get older and they go off to college or they get married, they leave the home walking backwards. Meaning they always keep their eyes back to their home, to their family, to their roots, to their upbringing, to their childhood. The Talmud says, "B'makom shemachshavto shel adam sham hu nimtza," which means wherever the mind of a person is, wherever the thoughts of a person is, that's where they are. It's not where you are physically that matters most. It's where your mind is. You could be in the synagogue, but your mind is who knows where. Or you could be in who knows where, but your mind is in the synagogue. So it's most important is to make sure where your thoughts are, where your feelings are, where your eyes are looking towards. This week's parsha we mentioned yesterday, Yaakov goes to sleep. He's about to go to Haran. He's going to have a very difficult time, 20 years working for his father-in-law. He has this beautiful dream with the ladder and the angels, and God reveals himself to him. And it says when he went to sleep, I mentioned this yesterday, he took stones and put it, yesterday I said beneath his head as a pillow. But really, who uses a rock as a pillow? So Rashi actually says that's not the only interpretation. If you look at the word, it says meirashosav. Meirashosav really literally means around his head. So Rashi says he took the stones and he put it around his head. Why would he put stones around his head when he went to sleep? So Rashi says for protection. The question is, how are a few rocks around your head going to protect you? If an animal comes, God forbid, at night, a few rocks around your head is not going to protect you. And so Chassidut explains that the deeper meaning is as follows. Yaakov said, I'm about to go in a very hostile environment. I'm leaving my father's house, the house of Isaac, the house of Abraham, the house of Torah learning, of Yiddishkeit, of everything warm and loving. I'm going into a very foreign environment. I'm going to a place of Lavan. He's a swindler. He's a deceiver. I'm going to have to work for him day and night. How am I going to preserve my neshama, my godly soul, my Jewish identity? I need to put stones around my head, meaning I need to protect my head. I may have to work with my hands and ears, but my head has to stay elevated. I have to be in a higher place. And what Yaakov was saying is that wherever a Jew goes in life, wherever you put yourself, remember to keep your head elevated. Don't put your head into what you're doing. Do what you have to do. Be where you have to be. That's part of life. But your head should be protected. Your head should be occupied with holy things, with good thoughts, with Torah study. Wherever you, even in the street, you could be like the kid looking around at everything, whatever hits your eyes, whatever you find. Or you say, I'm going to think about Torah, I'm going to think about something I learned today, I'm going to think about a mitzvah I'm going to do. Keep your mind elevated. There's a story told about a certain chassid. He was in the shoe business. And I guess in Yiddish, shoes are called galashim, the Yiddish word for shoes. And the Rebbe sees the chassid, and he sees he's very pious, he's dressed like a chassid, he acts like a chassid, but he could see his mind is just with the business, with the money, another deal, another deal. He sees he lives in the world of money, of business. So the Rebbe went over to him and he said, I've seen many people put their feet in galashim, put their feet into shoes. I've never seen a person put his head in the galashim, put his head in the shoes. The Rebbe was saying is, you have to do business great. But a Jew, wherever they find themselves, their mind is always elevated, like Yaakov teaches us. Put stones around your head, protect your mind from the foreign environment, and then you will be able to preserve your neshama, your godliness, your goodness, your righteousness, and your eyes will always be fixated on your roots, on your home, on your appearance, on where you come from, and then you will always make sure to go on the proper path in life.